I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we join you from today. For us, it's the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation as we join you from the University of Sydney. We acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded and that this always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Hello from Kim and I, Dr. Kimberly Scroggie. We're both from the Breaking Good team at the University of Sydney. And today we're presenting a short teachers information session, and we'd love to hear from you if you have any more questions. So first of all, we'll just start with, who are we? Well, we are the Breaking Good team, or at least two members of the Breaking Good team. And we started working in this project out of some open source drug discovery projects that started at the University of Sydney and all around the world. And for about 5 or 6 years, we've been trying to work with undergraduates and high school students to make molecules that matter. Over the last little while, particularly because of changes in our program due to COVID-19, we've developed our program, and we'd like to tell you about some of the offerings that we have for 2021, and to invite you to contact us with any questions you might have, or to let us know if you'd like to get involved. So we have a really big team. We have members of our team at the University of Sydney, in America at MIT, of course at UCL with Professor Matthew Todd. But today I'm Alice Motion, Associate Professor at the School of Chemistry and the co-founder and director of Breaking Good. And this is my colleague, Dr. Kimberly Scroggie. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a postdoctoral researcher here at the University of Sydney. I'm working on the Breaking Good project and also some drug discovery for mycetoma, which is a tropical neglected disease.
So we're going to focus on what's on offer in 2021, and we're focusing on 3 elements here: the in-school synthesis, essential medicines workshops, and depth and science extension projects, which is something we hope to develop with your support and in collaboration with you, teachers and students this year. So the in-school synthesis is probably the thing that we're best known for at Breaking Good. We started this as a collaboration with Sydney Grammar School, a local high school to the university, I think in 2014 or 2015. I'll check my dates in a little bit. And we started off by working with young people and their teachers to make anti-malarial analogues that were to be tested as part of open source malaria. And then we changed tack slightly on news of a price hike in the USA of this medicine, Daraprim, and the young students at the school recreated this medicine that had become very expensive in the States very cheaply, and this created a little bit of a splash in the news and in the press. Since then, we've been growing these collaborations with school teachers and schools and really trying to get these synthetic projects up and running. Last year, when we had the wonderful Dr. Scroggie join us, was set to be the year that we really expanded these programs. But I think we all know that 2020 was things happened that were not expected, and because of COVID, we really couldn't get into schools. Students weren't in schools, and it affected many of our plans, not least our plans for these outreach programs. So we're hoping to bring these programs back this year and to encourage and support teachers who would like to start these programs to initiate them. We have some funding to purchase equipment that we can loan to schools. So please do get in touch if you'd like to know more about this. Once we know a little bit more about what's happening, hopefully when we've had this vaccine and things are looking a little bit brighter, we really do hope to start inviting students into the university to take part in these programs, but we can't announce any of that just yet. So watch this space. I'll pass over to Dr. Scroggie now, who will tell you more about a new offering for 2020 and 2021, which is the Essential Medicines Workshop.
Yeah, thanks, Alice. So the Essential Medicines Workshop was sort of born out of last year's restrictions we had related to COVID. We wanted to develop a project that we could do that people could do from home. So students didn't need to go to school, and there wouldn't be any restrictions based on this COVID that was coming through. So hopefully we've done this. And we basically started looking at the essential medicines, which are, defined by the World Health Organization. And these medicines are the ones that a community needs to make sure that they stay healthy. So they should be available in adequate amounts and at all times and at affordable prices. The medicine we just spoke about before, Daraprim, is actually one of these essential medicines. And when it was price hiked, it no longer was affordable. And that's one of the key requirements for these essential medicines. And this kind of is what kicked off this project that we're looking at here. So we're looking at the accessibility of these medicines and what barriers are in place for people all around the world. So you can see on the list here, there's a number of medicines that are essential that are very common. So betadine, something that many people have used, insulin, aspirin, contraceptives, even oxygen is also an essential medicine. And last year we ran a workshop with some year 9s and 10s, and basically we spent the day learning what essential medicines are, and then they participated in a citizen science project that we've developed that looks at the accessibility of these medicines. So they spent the afternoon doing some researching online to find some information about them, how much they cost, who made them, when they were discovered, have they transferred hands, has one company bought them from another company, and how much that was, and has that affected the price. In the final part of the day, that we also spent some time looking at science communication. So based on the knowledge that they had found from the online researchers, they developed, you can see one in the corner here, which is just a little pamphlet, but basically they just displayed their information in a way that could communicate their science that they'd found out with the public. So we ran one of these sessions last year and it was a really good success. We got a lot of great feedback from the students as well as from the teachers. So we'll just share a little bit of that with you now. There was some feedback on scientific content. So I've learned what essential medicines are in depth and I understand the significance and the impact of these products. My favorite part was learning about all the different types of medicines. We also had some feedback about the science communication. Loved the sections that were about important key different methods for communicating. So we spoke to students about making sure that they know who their target audience is and those types of things and effective ways to communicate. Also on career choices, so this was a personal favorite of mine. We had a lot of students asking us about how pathways to get into medicine to become actual like GPs and doctors, not realizing that while we are doctors, that we actually are PhD. So we've gone through a Doctor of Philosophy. So one of the feedback was that this had broadened their horizons for future career and study pathways. And the last one was just science in daily life. So we really tried to make sure that we put a strong emphasis on this nature of science. And this was a great reflection piece that we got, that they really liked how the information they learnt about the essential medicines could be referred to its usage in real life. So a lot of these medicines are in these students' medicine cabinets at home, or their parents might take them, and most likely they've also taken some of these medicines before. So we're going to run 3 of these this year. We have one on Wednesday, March the 17th, which the cutoff date's already gone for that one. So apologies for that, but we have 2 more. So one's going to be on Wednesday, June the 8th, and a second one on Tuesday, November the 23rd. So if anyone's interested in signing up and participating in these, you can do that through our website, and you can also contact us and we can help you with that. There is a small fee per student, but we just want to also mention that if there is any issues with paying this fee, we are willing to help out with that for those people that need that assistance in terms of funding for these types of events. Yeah, so I'll pass back to Alice and we can chat about the last thing which we're hoping to develop this year, which is the depth and science extension projects.
Thanks, Kimberly. So we work pretty closely with teachers. We really admire the work of teachers, and many of the members of our research team are either current teachers or going on to train to be teachers, or have actually taken a break from teaching to come back for further study. And from these conversations, we've learned about some of the challenges with delivering depth and science extension projects, which are really fun and great initiatives, but can be a little bit challenging to run in certain circumstances and to keep students motivated and guided along these tasks. And we would really like to work with you, teachers, to develop very engaging opportunities for students this year. And we have projects that sit with both primary and secondary data. So in the primary sense, of course, we have our synthetic projects, and this is something we're happy to explore with anybody who might want to talk more about this. But we also have the Essential Medicines project, as Kimberly outlined. And this is a citizen science project that goes through, at the moment, 3 activities outlined by these icons on the slide here. So Newsflash, Price Hikes, and Circle of Life. And they're all opportunities for students to learn more about medicines, to learn about their provenance, how they were discovered, the histories of these medicines, the way they change in prices, and to build a better picture of the accessibility of medicines in countries around the world. Similarly, we have secondary data for both of these projects. So we have access to, because of our involvement in and partnerships with open source drug discovery projects, large sets of data relating to activity and other properties of molecules that students could search through and conduct analysis to build their own structure-activity relationships or to design their own predictive models. So there's a wealth of opportunity there. And similarly, there is a rich source of information from Essential Medicines in terms of analysis and creative presentations of this data that align with some of the key syllabus items for these different courses. So if you think that that would be something that would be of interest to you or your school, again, please do reach out, and we'd love to talk with you about how we can support to deliver some of these programs. We'll wrap up now. Thank you so much for joining this session, and we'd just love to hear from you. There are many ways that you can get in touch with Breaking Good. So we have our website, we are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can have a look at our GitHub pages and comment there, or you can email the team and sign up for our newsletter, which is now coming out quarterly. So thank you very much. We hope to hear from you, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye now.
Bye. I think it's in the more thing.